tell me, have you done any farewell parties or farewell day in your 10th class after completion of 10th class? Did you guys did it somewhat, right? In college, yes. In schools, might be, right? So assume that, let's assume we are all on in school. We completed our 10th class. So our class teacher is trying to give a farewell party. He's trying to organize a farewell party. Okay, it's a story, guys. Just bear with me. It's a story I'm telling. So farewell party, and so in order to organize this farewell party, what our teacher do is, do we have a class representative, a class leader, or a class monitor kind of person who will try to make sure all the students are keeping quiet in the session, or take attendance, some sort of like this, right? Or call a teacher, something like that, right? So in the same way, this teacher also gives the responsibility of this farewell party to a class leader. Okay, now class leader is a person who will take the control of all the things he needs to manage in the farewell party. What all needs to be done, what could be done, and along with that, what does he do is, he'll also keep a notebook with him. What, he's a very obedient person, he is a very organized person. So what he'll do, he will try to keep a book where he wants to write it down all the tasks needed for him. Okay, it's a kind of notebook for himself. Now, do you know that what all tasks do generally a farewell party has? We will have food. Exactly, we will have food for our farewell party. That's must and should. Okay, drinks. All right, drinks will also come under food itself. Okay, decorative items, decoration, right? Yeah, exactly. Music system, music part, right? Events, okay. Gifts, okay, fine. One last one, photos, okay. Activities like photos or dance competition or something, okay. Extracurricular activities. I'll just simply write here extra, okay. Now, do you think class leader will be handling all this by himself? No, right? It takes a lot of work for himself, right? So what does he do? He will try to pick few students from his classmates, and he will try to assign them their own targets. Like, let me write here. He will assign one person saying, student one, please take control of this food. Student two, please take control of this decoration. Do all the tasks related to decoration. Student three, same way. Student four and student five, right? Now, let's say the student one task are all been completed. So which person should he inform to the right, so that his task is completed? He needs to go and inform to class leader, right? So that informing will help him that okay, his task is done, right? So what does he'll do? Student one will go to class leader and inform that my task is done. So just to give you an information, I'm just letting you. So what does to a class leader do? Class leader, class leader, notebook, right? This one. So what he'll do, he will write it down here in this notebook, saying, okay, student one task is done, and he'll also write food food part is completed. Clear? So that he can understand where is he right now and what tasks are still incomplete. In the same way, let's talk about the student two also. Student two also, he completed his task, so he will also try to inform to the class leader. The same goes for music, the same goes for gifts, the same goes for extras, okay, other extracurricular activities. So what they'll do, they'll try to reach out to class leader and informing the same thing, that their task has been completed. So what does class leader do? Class leader will try to write down all the aspects in his notebook, so that he can get a document of what is happening, and where is he lacking behind. So task is done, and he will write decoration is completed. Okay. Now In the same way, see 3. I'm just writing for 3 students. Task is done. Done. Music part is completed. So after completing all of this task, what does class leader do? Class leader will try to reach out to the teacher, right? Class leader will try to reach out to the teacher to inform that teacher, the task you gave me has been completed. Could you check an overview? Could you see if there are any changes you want to make? So that, and a kind of overview before the about event starts. So what does teacher says? Okay, let me see. She says that okay, food section is proper, everything is correct. Music section is proper, everything is correct. Gifts are correct, properly assigned, extra are perfect. But what she says that I think that there should be some changes in the decorative part. I think that there should be some changes in the decorative part. And what is teacher says, class leader please inform this person student to say that making few changes would be helpful. So what does class leader do? He will try to again reach out to student 2 and he will say please make changes. So student 2 will again make changes. Okay, what is he doing? He'll again make changes to the decoration parts. Now what happens once he make changes? He'll again inform to the class leader, right? He'll again inform to the class leader saying, okay, I made changes, please look at that. So what does class leader do? What does class leader do? He'll try to, okay, he'll try to write it down here itself.
No, I'm
Saying,
in session right now.
My assumption was like,
give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So what is he'll do? He'll write it down here. Student 2 made changes. And he'll also write what changes did he do. What changes like lighting has been changed or something like that. Okay. Now what happens again? Teacher comes to check what did he do and what can be done furthermore. So teacher again comes to say check an overview. Now what happens later on? Teacher says that I think I assume that the first version or the first decoration which the student did is much more better than the second one. What is his teacher saying? The first one which he did is much more better than the second one. So he'll again inform to the class leader saying, please make sure that the first one is already again made it. So what does teacher says? She says that make sure that the previous decoration is already placed. Please remove the changes what we did. So again, what he'll do? The class leader again reach out to student 2. He will make sure that okay, please make few changes what you have done in the previous time. But tell me, do the student 2 will remember all of this? No, right? Let's assume that there is a time gap. Let's say in between each change, let's say there are 10 days of time gap. Let's say 10 days of time gap. Don't you think it's very difficult to memorize what did he do in the first place? Then what did he make changes in the second place, right? It's very chaotic that what he'll be very confused. Student will be confused. Are what did I do in the first place? It's very difficult, right? But what is the interesting thing class leader did? He made a note of everything, right? He made a note of everything, the class leader notebook, right? So he will go through this notebook and he'll say, okay, student 2 his task is done. He also mentions what tasks have been completed. So he will refer to this one and he'll inform to the student too. Okay, these are already implemented. Try to check if you can help based on this one. Are you getting this point? This notebook will help the student to's understanding of what did he do in the previous part. Clear? Are you getting this point? So based on this notes, the student 2 will again make student 2 will make changes based on the previous decoration notes. Clear on this part, everyone? Clear? Now, awesome. I hope you understood this concept. Very simple logic or not very simple activity. Clear on this storyline? Right? Now, let me talk about one more thing. Now, this is our real life. Let me talk about our, let's assume that you have become a software developer, and there is a person called manager for you. Okay, there is a person called manager for you. Let me write it down. This person, he will assign some activities for you. Let's say your company wants to build or create a website called Flipkart, right? He wants to create a website called Flipkart. And what does this manager do? He will assign any person so that he will assign any person so that he can go through the data. Like he will be like class leader for this manager. He is a teacher, assume that he is the teacher, and this person is a class leader. Are you getting this point? So this someone or something, he is a class leader for this entire project, like a person who he can go through it, right? Now tell me, what all things should a Flipkart app has? What all things should a Flipkart uh, website has generally? Cart page, right? Search functionality. Whenever I search for any product, that product should appear, right? So let me down few features for a while. Few features, okay? First one, everyone is saying search part. Like whatever I search for, that is the first most, right? We need to get the things then. Okay. Okay. UPI or cart page, I can say cart as well as UPI payment page, right? Any other things? Okay. Account page or home page. I'll say about home page itself. Okay. Home page. This is one of the place where we can interact, and anything. Filter page. Yes. Filter is one of the feature which will be mostly used by any Flipkart app, right? So let's assume, let's keep this very short. Okay. So these are the activities which should be done. Now, what does this manager does? He has few employees with him. He has few employees with him. So he will try to assign each employee one activity. Okay. He will try to assign each employee one activity with him. So what does do? First employee takes, or he will be given search feature. He needs to work on search feature itself. Second person, he needs to work on cart or payments feature itself. Okay. Then after, third person, he needs to work on home page itself. All related stuff related to home page itself. Then after, fourth employee, he needs to work on filter page itself. Now, after completing all their tasks, he will try to inform to this someone, right? So that he can so that this someone keep a note of all the stuff, right? He will keep a note, right? Same like class leader, he also has his own book. He'll try to keep that. Okay. Employee one task is done, and he'll also write it down what task has he done, like what all things have we implemented. So like if I talk about search functionality is completed, right? Same like our class leader, same like our favorite party, right? Now, in the same way, if I talk about the card payment, employee 2 and employee 3, so on, all of them assume that they completed their task and they are informing to someone, the class leader, Abu. In the same way, he'll also write in detail all their tasks, like done. Let me write it down. Give me 1 second. Task is done. Clear on this part? Till here, everyone understood? Don't think in the coding perspective. I'm not involving any coding knowledge here, just our real life scenarios itself, right? This is what happens in our real life also, right? Everyone completed their task, everyone completed their task. They try to inform to someone person who gave them task, right? Very simple one, right? Now, what I'm gonna tell you right now is directly connected. Can even directly connect to a manager? No. They will be interacting based on someone itself. This person. They can't directly connect with manager. They'll be interacting with this someone. He will be a mediator for all of these employees. Okay. Now, what I'll be telling you here is This someone will be not a person, but this someone will not be a team leader, or he is not a human being. This person is called Git. So Git is a machine language, or Git is a thing who will try to give tasks to the people, who will try to keep a note of what all we done, who will try to be a mediator for manager as well as the employees. Are you getting this point, Kumar? If you understood this one, did you guys understood this one? Did you guys understood this one? Class leader, food, decoration, music, everyone, right? So in the same way, this someone will also do the same things. Like he will give some task to the employees. He will keep a note of everything. He'll do everything. But like our class leader is not a person. This person is called Git. Okay. To give you an understanding, I mentioned them as someone, but this someone is called Git. Okay. Now Git is a thing. Git is a programming language. Git, you can call anything as you feel like, but this will be a mediator for assigning tasks to employees. Like he assigned to employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4. He'll be a mediator for manager as well as employees. He'll also keep a track of everything, right? This is the same thing like a general person will do, like a team leader or the person who who will try to sort the things in a simple way, just like our farewell party things, right? Very simple one. Are you getting this point? I'm just replacing this class leader with Git. That's it. I'm just replacing this class leader with Git. Okay. Now, now stay with me. I'll give you an overview. I'll give you an overview. Just stay with me. Okay. Give me 1 second. Now, the person or the thing which I'm saying Git, he can, if you say all of this task should be in a one place, tell me one thing, guys. If this person written a line of code, this employee 1 is written some line of code, employee 2 written some line of code, employee 3 written some line of code, employee 4 written as some line of code. Okay. Now, do you think this all code should be in a separate places in order to work or in order to create a flip code? Or do you think they should be in a single place? They should be in a single place in order to make sure we complete our flip card. Do you agree on this part? In a single place, right? That's how it works, right? The code should be in a single place where everything works out. So this person, this person or this Git will make sure all these codes are in a single place. How we'll be learning in the future sessions, but just keep this in mind. All the codes will be joined or will be collaborated in a single place, and it will be done by Git. Okay. So to sum it up, this let's talk about the things which a Git can do. Let's talk about the things which this Git person can do. Give me 1 second. Let's talk about the things which this Git person can do. First thing he can do is he can collaborate all the codes in a single place. What do I mean by this one? Git can collaborate or collaborate all the codes in a single, let me place. Okay, let me change this. Yeah. What do I mean by this one is he can join all of the codes or he can keep them in a single place. Okay, that's the meaning of this one. Point one, I'll repeat it once again, guys. The reason I'm saying you here is we know that employee one has written some kind of code in order to make sure his task is done. The same goes for employee two. The same goes for employee three, right? The same goes for employee four. They were able to write a code and they make sure that their task is done, right? I'm repeating it, Kumar. That's what I'm saying. I'm repeating it. Just focus here, okay? Here, each employee will do their own task, will do their own task in their own fashion way, or they'll complete their code or they'll complete their task. But in order to make sure our Flipkart website is done, we need to make sure all the code should be in a single place. We need to make sure all the code should be in a single place, right? So what is this doing? They are informing to this person or Git, right? They are trying to inform to this Git, right? So what does Git do is, along with the task, he will keep a note, right? Along with that, he'll also ask them with the code part also. This Git will also ask them employee one code, employee two. Like he will get a note of what all things that each employee did. Employee three code, employee four code. So he will keep all the codes in a single place in order to make sure our website works. Are you getting this point? So that is the one of the feature. That is the one of the feature of this Git. Feature means that is one of the work of Git. Okay. So what did I write written here? Git can collaborate all the codes in a single place or in a single place or a page. Okay. Clear on this part? Kumar and one more person. Bharat, clear on this one? Yes, great. So very simple one. Now just keep this in mind. He can collaborate all the codes in a single page. That's it. Okay. Now let's talk about one more activity will the Git do. One more activity. So before even going to that activity, tell me, have you ever updated your Nitesh? There is no full form of Git, but they created a full form. If you can search in the Google, it will give you a kind of full form, but that's not needed right now. So just keep this in mind that Git doesn't need any full form. Okay. So just focus here right now. Tell me, have you ever updated your mobile phone or have you ever updated your Windows, Mac or Linux, any kind of software? Many times, exactly. Okay. So let's learn about what will happen internally a little bit. Okay. What will happen internally a little bit. Okay. So let's assume that previously I used to have 12 version. I'm an Android user. So let's assume that I'm using Android 12. So they had a lot of features in Android 12. Can you give me any kind of features, guys? Like a general kind of features. So let's assume that UI has been changed in the Android 12 and security has been updated. I'm just writing down few features which are added in 12. Camera features or filters has been added. So camera filters has been added. Okay. And some bugs are been fixed. Bugs means any hiccups or any kind of lags, they are been fixed. Network and battery issues has been rectified. Exactly, battery issues are also been rectified. Okay. Then after any few widgets has been added, right? Any kind of new widgets or animations, something like that, they have been added. So these are the few features of 12. Okay. Now later, after one more year or 1.5 years, a new update has been rolled out. Android 13. Now here also there'll be new updates, right? New update, exactly. So let's assume they launched a 5G network. Okay, they launched a 5G network. They made few changes in the UI. Let's assume the UI has been little bit like tweaked. Few changes in the UI, and they made few more bugs more optimized. They made the bugs optimized. Okay, gaming mode. They created a new gaming mode for a sake. Okay. Security patchups. Okay. Security patchups. Okay. Good one. Security patch. Anything else? Okay. Okay. Widgets, fine. Okay. Camera filters. Okay. Let me talk about filters. Okay. There are some more battery issues. They want to make sure the battery is more optimized. Okay. Optimize. They want to make sure they made more battery optimization. Then after, they also added more camera filters in the camera app. Okay, these are the updates of a new Android 13. Now as days progress, just focus here, as days progress, I felt that my battery is draining a lot faster than the previous version. My battery is draining, my battery is going very fast than the previous version. So can I say that my battery has, or my update 13 has a little bit issue in battery? Because after updating only I'm facing an issue, right? Are you getting this point, everyone? So after updating, before updating, my phone was working properly, I used to get 7 or 8 hours of usage of phone. But after updating, I'm getting roughly 4.5 hours itself. So there is a issue. And the same way, whenever I open my camera, there is a shutter lag. Or whenever I try to open any filter in the camera, there I was not able to access the camera apps properly. So can I assume this update is also affecting my camera a lot of things? Can I assume this one? So can I say these are few things which are affecting? Just assume these are the few things which are affected, or these are the bugs which are getting by Windows 13, right? So what will happen, guys? I can reach out to the person or the mobile store in order to give them a feedback on this one, or I can write it down in emails, or I can give a feedbacks. We have community for this one, right? Right now we have a lot of communities for mobiles, like what all features do you love, what could be improved, what do you expect from the future of updates and something like that. So I also informed to those communities, those persons, saying that I think that there are few issues in the batteries and few issues in the camera. Okay, I just informed them, the person who created this Windows 13, or sorry, update 13, I informed the person by any mediocre person, like by any platform. Now what does this person who updated Windows 13, what he'll do? Can you imagine? Do you think that he will completely erase update 13 and he'll create a new update? Or do you think that he'll only make changes where he thinks that there are issues? What do you think he'll do? He'll do make over the entire thing newly, or he'll only make changes in the places where the issues happen, right? Or he'll only make changes where the issues has been happened, right? Only few changes, like he'll not completely erase them. So what are the few changes? First thing, he will check the battery part, and he'll also check, or he'll only make changes in the camera filters, right? Clear on this part, right? Now tell me, do you think that he needs to write all the code from the beginning? Let's say if he wants to erase the entire battery, do you think he needs to write all the code for the battery, all the code for the camera? No, right? Because it takes a lot of time to in order to write everything. Do you agree, everyone? But what do you think could be an optimal solution for this one? Imagine you are the developer. Imagine you see that there's a lot of issues in this battery, and debugging is also not a part of this code. It's like, let's say 1,000 lines of code or 10,000 lines of code. It's very hard to find it out, and you are very struggling a lot. So what can you do in this scenario? So I'll give you a suggestion. Think for a while. Think for a while. Good one, Yogesh. Think for a while. So let's assume that your previous version, you have this code with you aside. Let's assume that your 12th version code is with you aside. So can I compare this battery code as well as this battery code? Can I compare both of them? And can I come to a conclusion that are there any issues in the previous version? Are there any issues in the previous version, or do I need to check if there are any changes which happened which is affecting the battery? Can I compare them with the previous version, right? It will help me a lot of time, right? Comparison will give you an understanding that okay, previous version does not have any battery issues, it is working properly, and there are no issues or no battery lags or anything like that. So what he'll do, he might compare them and he can make changes in the previous version, and he will roll out a new update for the battery. Only for the battery he will roll out a new update. Now can he do the same thing for cameras and filters? Can he do the same thing for cameras and filters? He'll also compare with the previous version, and he will see if there are any issues. Okay, these are the issues, I'll make few changes, I will update it with the previous version itself. Have you ever seen any updates based on the bugs we receive? We might be receiving, right? There are some battery issues, this is a new update based on that one. You might be receiving a new updates like 13.1, 14.1, 12.1, right? patch updates. Exactly. Right. So these are the general ways of debugging or general ways of sorting out the bugs. Clear? Are you getting this point? The entire scenario of what I'm trying to explain? The storyline of this one. So the storyline of this one is each and every developer or each and every person who's writing a code, he will keep their previous code with them. He will keep their previous code with them. Are you getting the usage of the previous code on these lines? What do I mean by having to keep the previous code? It can be a reference if there are any issues happening, right? It can be a reference for us if there are any issues happening. Do you agree on this part, everyone? Right? It can be a reference. Now, tell me, what if we have a lot of updates? Let's say after 12, I rolled off 13. After 13, I rolled off 13.1. After 13.1, I rolled out 14. After 14, I rolled out 15. After 15, let's say 16. Now, tell me, do you think by keeping the previous code by myself or keeping in my local system aside will be an appropriate way of handling the things? No, right? Let's assume that today I am working on this code. Today, I am myself, me working on this code. Let's say tomorrow, any other person might work on that code. Let's say someone from yourself, Ankit, is working on this code. Let's say any other person is working on this code. Simran is working on this code, right? Let's say another person is working on this code, right? Sunny is working on this code, right? Right. So, do you think keeping all the previous code by themselves with a appropriate way? No, right? We need to keep them in a one place where all the other persons can also look into that part. Do you agree on this part? All the other persons should also look into their previous code, right? So what does this implies is there should be a place or a platform where all the previous code can be kept aside. All the previous code should be kept aside. That place is called Git, where all the versions will be kept aside. All the previous versions will be stored at one place or a platform, and that place is called, or platform is called Git. This, yes, you can call it as database, you can call it as server or whatever you feel like, but this is one of the feature of Git. Okay, are you getting this point? First feature is he can collaborate all the codes at one place. Now he can also make sure all the previous codes can be in a single place. Are you getting this point? What is the first one? What is the first feature we talked about? First feature is Git has a feature. Let me increase this one. Git has a feature where it can collaborate all the codes, which means joining all the codes. Okay, this is one of the activity which will be done by Git. In the same way, give me 1 second. In the same way, it has all the previous codes with them or previous versions. Can I say it as a version? Can I say it as a version? Right? Version is same like a previous code itself. Previous versions with it. With it means previous code, previous code with it. Clear on this part? Everyone, are you getting this point? The two features. First one is he can join all the codes at single place. Second one is he can keep a track of all the previous versions with him. Right? Clear? Now you might be wondering what is Git all about. Now you might be wondering, okay, we got the features of Git, but how do I access Git? Where can I access Git, or where is Git right now? That's a very interesting question. Tell me, have you used Instagram, or have you used, if I talk about Facebook, right? Everyone used it, right? So if I talk about Instagram or Facebook, Insta or Facebook, what does this platforms give us? What does this platform give to us? It gives us storylines, it gives us media content, it gives us information, feeds, and everything. So to sum it up, can I say in this one, it gives us media content? Clear on this part? Media information, media content, social information, exactly. All I'm just sum it up into media content, right? Now, if I talk about, have you have you been in any cab services? Any cab? Have you booked any cab in your mobile? Like any cab services can you provide? Any cab things? Ola, Red Tags, okay. Uber, okay. We have a lot of things like Rapido, InDrive, right? A lot of things, right? Now tell me, what does this apps provide to us? What does this app provide to us? Services. What kind of services are they providing? Can I simply say transportation services? Can I simply say transportation services? Right? Right? Now, can I say these are the platforms? These are the platforms to access these services. If I talk about Instagram and Facebook, they give us services as media content. If I talk about at Ola and Ubers, they give us a services as transportation, right? Now, in the same way, we have a platform to access Git. That platform is called GitHub. Okay, that platform is called GitHub. Now, GitHub will give us service of Git. And what kind of services can this Git provide? One is joining of all code, which can also be said as collaboration. And second one is having all the previous versions in one place. Clear on this part? Okay, I'll explain the GitHub once again. Like, I'll repeat it once again. Give me 1 second. So what do I mean by GitHub is, oh, give me 1 second, guys. I think I messed up something. Give me 1 second. What is happening? Oh, yeah. Oh. So how many of you understood these two examples above? Like Ola, Uber, Insta, Facebook. Right? Everyone understood? Very simple one. Now, do you agree that these are the platforms like Uber is a platform? I install that Uber platform in order to book my cab, in order to make sure I move from one place to another place. In the same way, I open my Instagram or Facebook in order to consume media, or in order to see other person's story, or in order to uh, take a photo, send it to other persons, right? Right? In the same way, there is a platform called GitHub. Just like our Uber, Ola, Instagram, and Facebook, it is a platform. It's a platform where we can access Git, Git services. Like what all services this Uber provide? Uber, they provide transportation, right? In the same way, this Insta provides media content. Just like that, this GitHub will give access to Git. Will this Git provide? What does this Git provide? One, we can collaborate all of them, collaborate all the code at one place. And second feature it provides is we will have the previous versions with us. We'll have the previous versions or the previous codes with it. So by using this platform, I can access this Git features. Are you getting this point? It's okay if you're not able to get in the first place itself. It's okay if you're not able to get in the first place. That's what I said. We have 3 sessions. This is only one session. Just bear with me. Even if a small hint of doubt, that's okay. I'm expected that you'll get a lot of doubts. That's okay. That's acceptable. But don't come to conclusions. We have a lot of sessions to understand this one. Okay. Complex a bit. It's okay, guys. If it is complex, that's okay. That's what it means to be. That's what it's a little bit interesting, but it takes a little bit of time. Okay. Sir, is Git a compiler? Git is not a compiler. Git is a kind of service. Like, do you say that this transportation is something which can be defined in a single place? No, right? It does a lot of tasks, right? In the same way, Git will also give us a lot of, it also has a lot of tasks. Like, it will make sure all the codes will be kept in one place. It will make sure that all the previous versions are kept in one place. So now, how do I access this media content? Or if I talk about how do I access reels, or if I talk about stories, or if I talk about my friends' photos, I need to install this Facebook on Instagram, right? I need to install this Facebook on Instagram. Everyone are getting this point. In order to access this reels, stories, friends, photos, and everything, I need to install this one. In the same way, in order to book a cab, or in order to book a bike, or in order to move from one place to another, travel from one place to another, what do I need to do? I need to install this Ola, Uber, right? Any platform which gives us that thing. In the same way, in order to access this services which is provided by Git, what do I need to have? I need to have this access, or I need to use this GitHub. GitHub is the only place where I can access these services, right? Clear on this part? GitHub is the only place in order to access that one, right? Don't come to conclusions. We'll go a lot deeper into things, or we'll get a lot of understanding once we complete an overview. Okay. Now, let's sign up to GitHub. Like, whenever we install Uber, Ola for the first time, we need to sign up, right? GitHub is a platform, guys. Like, our Instagram is a platform, right? GitHub is a platform. It's an application. You can say it as like the simple terms, right? So in order to use the services, we need to sign up into that platform, right? Is Git the only platform to do so? Harshita, yes, exactly. Git is the only platform to do that. Can we use for transactions? No, guys. If we can't use it for Canada X, and we'll discuss about that one, guys. We're not discussing about code right now. We'll do it in the later part. Okay. Okay. Now stay here. What do we do in this today's session? What do we learn in today's session is stay focused here, guys. Now we all agree that Git GitHub is a platform in order to access Git, right? Everyone agree on this part? Krishna, we can say that, right? GitHub is a platform in order to access this one, and Git has a lot of things. Now assume that in the first thing I told you that, let's assume that I written 10 lines of code, guys. I written 10 lines of code. Just stay focused. And I've written in my system, or in my local system. I've written this code in my local system. Okay. Now I want to make sure, I want to give this code to some other person so that he can work on this one. I can keep them in a local pen drive, or save it in the hard disk and give it to the other person. But let's assume that the other person is staying somewhere far away. Like, let's talk about us itself. I am sitting in Hyderabad. You guys are sitting in different places of India, right? So if I want to transfer my code to you, is it possible to send to you via hard disk or pen drive or something like that? No, right? It's very difficult, right? So we need something where we can transfer. Like, we send messages, right? Right now we are sending a message through Zoom app, right? In the same way, if I want to send my code to someone, I'll be using this GitHub. I'll be using this GitHub as a kind of mediator, or a mediator, where I will store all this code into this GitHub. It has a cloud storage or a database. You can call it as this GitHub as a cloud or database. You can call it as. It will store all these things inside them, and the other person, any other person sitting somewhere, he can access this code. Any other person, he can access this code. This 10 lines of code. Clear? Now I don't need to send him a hard disk or a pen drive personally. He can access this code with the help of this GitHub platform itself, right? Just like media platform. Exactly, guys. Just like we consume media where if someone is posting any reels or giving any storylines, we'll try to consume them by Instagram or Facebook, right? In the same way, we'll try to access it with the help of GitHub, right? Just like Google Drive. Exactly. Yes. Right. Very simple one. Now, in this session, we will be doing the first of. In this session, we'll be doing the first of. Shall we do it? What do I mean by first of is I will write a code. I'll write a code and I'll try to upload it into the GitHub. Shall we do it? I'll write a code and I'll try to upload into the GitHub. Shall we do it? But if you observe, we passed more than 1 hour. So I'll give you 10 minutes, take a breather, then after we'll move ahead to that topic. Shall we? I know we learned a lot of new things today. I know it takes a little bit of time to digest them. So that's why take a breather. Let's come back after 10 minutes. Okay? Great. So let me pause the recording. Yeah. So first thing is we need to go into that Git bash. So those who have signed up, that's really good. But make sure you sign up after the session also. Don't do along with me because I'll be rolling out a video how do we sign up and what do we need to do and everything. But don't try to do along with me, okay? So just click on this one. I'll also share the links after the session, so no worries. So once you sign up, as you are a newcomer, you need to sign up. Give your email ID what you feel like. And once you give your email ID, can anyone give me their one email ID to give you a kind of prefer understanding of this one? Can anyone once just give me your email ID? I'll not use it for a while, but just to give you an understanding, okay? Let me copy. Give me 1 second, guys. That's okay. I got the email ID. Okay. .com. So let me click on enter, or it's not working. Control X, refresh the page. Let's see. Invalid are already taken. Okay, those who are new, guys. Those who are new. Okay, at the rate gmail.com, right? Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thanks for. So password I did not create, but for your sake, guys, the person who gave me this email ID, I'm just giving you a password 1234. Okay, very short one, or let me write it down 56789. Okay, fine. So what you need to, I think you might be knowing this one. How do we create a password and everything? So after creating a password, this is how it looks like, guys. Let me also show the recording itself. Give me 1 second. One moment, guys. I'll show the recording itself for you guys so that you should not be getting worried. So this is a tutorial which I generally made. Let me know if you can hear the audio for a while. Give me 1 second.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
In this
Can you hear
tutorial,
the audio?
we'll be discussing about how do we sign up into GitHub.
Yes. Okay. Correct.
So let me share my screen. You need to sign up and enter the email. Please make sure this email ID should be the email ID which you gave to Masai. Okay?
Are you getting this point? The email ID you gave to Masai while you are trying to join the organization, please use that email ID only. Those who have already have GitHub, try to create a new GitHub where you can use the email ID you gave to Masai. Okay, it should be mandatory
Please
for
make sure
everyone.
you provide the same email ID which you gave to Masai. And when you click on continue, you'll able to sign in the way you sign in Instagram or Facebook. So all the procedures will be in the same matter. Give me one moment. So let me also create. So this is just for tutorial. Click on continue. Create a password. Password is commonly used in other website. Okay. Make sure your password is unique, guys.
So make sure your password concerns, you know that the drill of how do we create password, it should have capital letters, it should have more than 8 or 10 characters, it should have any special case, right?
It is
So
also okay.
for that reason, it is just showing it. So after creating the password, let me move ahead.
Continue.
Yeah.
What is
So it asks for the
the
username, guys.
username? Select any username you feel like.
Password should be different from the Gmail password you have created, Shruti. It should be unique so that you can access this password. You can access only for GitHub. Whenever you are trying to log in, please make sure this password is only for GitHub itself. Okay. And you know what is the username, right? Let's say if I talk about Instagram, you have a unique username, right? In the same way, you can also give a username for this GitHub also.
I am writing K Mahesh 01. So K Mahesh 01 is available. So here you can see, right? It is available. Click on continue. And would you like to receive a product update for announcement via email? So if you want to receive any updates regarding GitHub, you can type yes, or you can type no. Right now I don't want, that's why I'm typing no. For the people who wants any updates from GitHub, any announcement, you can type yes or n. Sorry, yes or y. And I don't want anything, so I'm typing no. Please solve this puzzle to verify that you are a human. Okay. Okay. So I'll get a mail on this part and I need to type the code for that. So let me go through the mail. I'll be not showing you the mail, guys, but you will also receive the same kind of mail. Give me one moment. Yeah. So I received the mail and the number is 07299. Okay. 07299 box, or try to receive this mail either in your inbox or try to check it in your spam folder. Okay. How many team members will you be working with? Just me. And are you a student or a teacher? Student. Continue. Oh, you need. Don't do anything, guys. Click on continue and continue with free. And that's it. So this will be the page where you will be landing. Okay. Clear on this part, guys? Still here? I think you are. I'll also share this video with you so that you can refer to this one. Okay. And if you are still facing issues, do reach out to your IS. They'll help you out. Okay. All right. So now let me sign in itself. I have already created my here. Whenever you're signing, either you can use email ID or your username. So I'm using my email ID. I have already predefined password. I'll click on sign in. Now stay focused. Okay. Sunny, we'll discuss about any edge cases at the later. Those who have already created GitHub, please make sure you create a new GitHub with a username, with the email ID you gave to Masai. So that is the only first cross. Okay. Don't try to do it along with me, guys. You will face a lot of issues. Okay. I don't want anyone try to do it right now. Okay. Now, first thing, whenever you're given any platform, let's talk about Instagram or Facebook. Do you think any other person needs to give you a guidance what should happening? You will try to explore yourself, right? You are very curious. Okay, what will happen if I click on this button? What will happen if I click on this button? What can be happening? You'll be trying to learn when you experiment a lot, right? Right? Do you, do you guys do the same thing? No one teach you how to use Instagram, right? Just simply show you this way, right or left, something like that. But you try to explore yourself, right? Now, in the same way, I'll give you an overview of how to use this platform, but you should, if you want to learn more, you should spend a little bit of time exploring this one. Okay. Tanubai will discuss about that one in the later part. Okay. Just focus on what am I selling. Don't
it's not appropriate to discuss right now. So first thing, I told you that GitHub is a platform and it will store our code also with in the cloud storage or cloud service, right? Did I told you this one? Cloud storage or service or server, right? A server where it can store all our data, right? Now, in order to store it, to be just like in our local storage, we'll create a new folder, right? Where we can name it. Let's say if I'm creating a Flipkart website or Amazon website, I'll name the folder, new folder with a name called Flipkart, right? In the same way, here also inside this GitHub, we need to create folders. So how do we create folders is, you need to click on this new button. Whenever you click on this new button, let me click on this one. Or this one, this is simply, let me write it down, then after I'll take a screenshot so that you can. This is simply means that we're creating a folder, or in the technical term, in the GitHub terminology, it is called repository. In GitHub terminology, just a technical term, guys, okay? In GitHub terminology, it is called repository, but it's simply like creating a new folder. That's it. Okay. Let me take a screenshot. The reason I'll be taking a lot of screenshots for this one, guys, so that you can refer to this after the session. Okay. Just bear with me. Now, let me click on this one. Let me click on this first new button. Okay. Let's wait for a while. Now you will be popped up to a different place. Here, if you observe, we need to first name our folder name, right? Can you see here? Repository name. Repository name simply means that we need to name our folder. We need to name our folder. Okay. Okay, let me name my folder. So let's assume that my folder, this is our first GitHub, right? So let me type here, get one session. I'm simply writing here get once again. And can you see here owner? The right side part, owner. Owner means who is creating this GitHub or who is creating this folder, right? I am the person creating, right? So I need to select me. If I click on this drop down, I'll be able to see my name itself. You can see a lot of different, you'll be able to see, you'll be learning them in the later part. But right now, let me select myself itself. Now, you don't need to select any description. You can write a description, but it's an optional. Okay, so don't focus on that part. You don't need to make any changes here. You don't need to make any changes on this part till here. But if you see here a checkbox, right? You need to click on this button. Click on this checkbox. The reason I'll tell you in the later part. Okay, what do you need to do? You need to just click on this checkbox. You don't need to do anything. We'll discuss about this parts in the next sessions. Okay, here you can write the description as you feel like. Let's say this is a trial version, right? I can say, write it simply trial version or something, but I'll not do right now. But only thing you need to do is you need to check this box. Okay, so let me take a screenshot of this one also. Now let me move or scroll down a bit. After checking this box, you don't need to do anything. You just simply needs to click on this button, create repository. Okay, once you check this box, you need to click on repository. You don't need to make any changes. Let me click on this repository, create repository. Now you will be again moved into a different place. You will be again moved into a different place. Now, if you see this one, the MSG-1, this is the username of me. This is the username of mine. Like every time you create a GitHub, you will have your unique username. So this is my username. And this is the folder name, the new folder which I created. Folder, new folder name. And the folder name can be your project name or whatever you feel like to say. Okay. What if Kumar, we cannot go right now to the back page. Just focus here. If you're struggling anywhere, guys, you can rewatch the recording once again. Okay. It's a one-time process itself. So you can record the recording and you can go through this part. Okay. So new folder. This is a new folder which we named in this fashion. Now, did you observe that I checked this box at readme.md, right? I asked you to check a box, right, in the previous page. Like if I show you this one, can you see here? Add a readme box, readme file, and I asked you to click this button. Do you remember this part? And if you see the same readme file here also, you'll be able to see a file created here, right? Now let's talk about what is this readme file. Can you see here readme.imd and the name of our project or the folder name? What is this all about is in any textbook, like in our school days or in college, we have textbooks, right? And in the textbook, we have index page. Have you ever observed your index page there? What does index page or context page as? What does it has? It has all the headlines or all the topics of that textbooks, right? Right? All the topics of that textbook. In the same way, this readme.md, it's an extension md. Don't worry on .md part. It's a kind of index page for this entire project. Index page for this entire folder or project. Clear on this part? Folder or repository. What do you feel like to say? Repository. Clear? Headlines for index page. Now you might be thinking, where do I write it down? Where do I write all these parts? I'll tell you. Let me take a little bit of screenshot. Yeah. Now, in order to, let's say if I want to write a lot of things, I'll click on this arrow. Can you see a pencil icon on the right part? I'll click on this. I can write a lot of things here. Let's say today is our first session of Git, and we are discussing about Git and GitHub. Okay. Now I've written something as a context. I'll scroll down. I don't need to write anything. I'll click on commit. Can we write here code also, sir? No, guys. In the context page, do you write any detailed things in the context page or index page? No, right? You simply write an overview of what will be there in the textbook, right? In the same way, you'll only simply write the headlines. Right? Just like what did I write here? Today we are at first session. We are discussing about Git and GitHub, or we can write we will be writing our first code here. Okay. Now I'll scroll down. I'll click on commit changes. Can you see here? After writing your code, you just need to click on this part. You don't need to write anything here. Just click on this button. Let me click on this one. Now, if you observe here, we move to the previous page itself. But can you see there are changes here? I'll go to this part. Can you see? We are inside the folder. Right now, this is our folder name. Inside the folder, there is another file. And here we are inside this file. And inside the file, can you see? There is the updated one. It can be title of project. It can be a lot of things. All the description can be here. Now, let me move back to the new folder, the main page. Now, can you see? It's a kind of index page. Can you see at the bottom part? This is our index page, and it is giving an overview of that index page. So even before going into our folder, any person reading this index page will understand what is there inside this project or what is there inside that textbook. Are you getting the feel of that kind of scenario? I can write a lot of things. Page 1 contains this one, page 2 contains this two, page 3 contains this one. So they'll go through this index page, they'll understand, okay, which line should I go, which part should I go, okay? You can write a lot of these things and you'll be learning all of them in the future sessions, okay? Just be with me. Clear? Now, tell me one thing. We created this folder. Where did we create this folder, guys? Or repository? Where did we create this one? Where did we do this one? In the GitHub. Okay, where is GitHub, guys? Someone is saying in the GitHub. Okay, let me talk about GitHub. Where is GitHub? In the database or in the platform, or it's somewhere in the cloud storage, the database. But if I want to write a code, if I want to write something inside this, if I want to upload it, I also need this folder in my local system, right? Right now it is in GitHub. I also need this in my local system. I also need this one in my local system, so that I can also write something here. I can also write something and I can push it into this part. I need a local system, right? In order to write, right? Do you agree on this part? Right now it is in GitHub. I can't directly write in GitHub, but I can somewhat if I copy this, entire thing into my local system, I can write it down. I need to download it. In the simple terms, I need to download it, right? I need to download this part. Now, in order to download, can you see here the code with the drop down? The code with the drop down, you need to click on this part. Okay. So let me take a screenshot for this one for a while. Then let me show you what will happen when we click on the drop down. Okay. I'm going very slow, guys. The reason is I want you guys to be very sure on this part. Now, after clicking on this drop down, can you see a URL here? A kind of link for this part in this line, in this part itself. And can you see a button here? This button is called copy button. It will copy this URL. I'll click on this button and can you see copied here? If I erase this one a little bit, you will be seeing a copied button here, right? Copied. Harsh will discuss about that one in the next session. I think you're not able to get it, but that's okay. We'll get this point. Okay. So I copied this one. This is the only thing you need to do in order to download this entire folder, in order to copy this into our local system. First thing you need to do is you need to click on this button. You need to copy this one. That's it. Okay. Let me take a screenshot for a while. Yeah. Now, after copying it, what you need to do is you need to, for Windows users, let me go into here. For Windows users, I'll be rolling out a video, guys, only for the Windows users. For the Mac and Linux, I'll tell you no later on. But for the Windows users, Windows users, you need to install a software in your computer. You need to install a software, a new kind of software in the computer. That software, give me 1 second. That software is called GitHub. You need to install a software called Git Bash. Sorry, not GitHub. Git Bash. Only for Windows users. Okay, clear on this part? I'll show you with the recording after the session. How do I install it? How can I Windows users get a link? Everything I'll show you after the session. Okay, only for the Windows users. Now you might be asking, what should I do for the Mac or Linux users? For Mac or Linux or any kind of Ubuntu users kind of thing, Linux, you can use your terminal itself. Okay, you might be having terminal, right? For Mac and Linux, for those you can use your terminal itself. I'll tell you what is the purpose of using them. Okay, now for Windows, I'll be rolling out a video. I'll be writing here, I will be rolling out a video for this installation. Okay, clear on this part? I'll be rolling out after the session. Windows have terminal. Exactly, I'll discuss about. Yes, Windows also have terminal, but there is a small issue in this part. Okay, we all agree that Windows also have a terminal, but there's a small issue in that part. I'll tell you in the later part. Okay, now Now moving forward, I already installed my git bash, guys. I'm also Windows user. I already installed my git bash. So let me show you what will happen when you install a git bash. So even before installing, give me 1 second. Yeah, let me move it out. So what you need to do is first thing you need to right click, and can you see here? I think it will move ahead, but I'm not sure. Can you see your git bash here? For Windows users itself, I'm talking about. Can you see your git bash? Can't show you for a while, but can you see your git bash here? Let me take a screenshot. No, it is not possible to take a screenshot, but when you right click it after installing, can you see your git bash here? I'll click on this git bash. I'll not do anything. I'll click on that git bash. Let me increase this font. Yeah. Okay. I just right clicked on that screen. I clicked on git bash. Nothing else I did. Okay. Now I'll be sharing you a PPT, guys. Even before telling you something, have you ever played any GTA games? For those who are aware of what is GTA, it's a kind of game where open source game or open free world game, right? And many times, exactly. For those folks, I'll tell you this example will be much familiar. For others, I'll tell you a different one. Have you used any commands, any cheat codes in order to play that game, right? Cheat codes, right? So there are few commands for GTA where we can access something, features or powers or something. In the same way, Git also has some commands for us, like same like cheat codes. Okay, just this example for Git GTA users. Now for non-GTA users, if I talk about so in simple terms, these commands are called as shortcut keys of doing some activities. Okay. For non-GTA users, these commands, what I'm talking about, are a kind of shortcut keys for doing some activities. If I talk about our system, if I want to a single text, what is a shortcut key, guys? If I want to copy this single text, I'll use Control C, right? It's a kind of shortcut to copy something, right? It's a shortcut key. In the same way, we have some shortcut commands in order to do some task. Okay. Now, I'll be sharing you a PPT, and I want you guys, everyone, to open that PPT. Let me see. Yeah, I have shared you right now. Just let me know once you opened it. Okay. Everyone opened it. Can you read it at the first line? What is there in the first line? Tell me, have we completed that first line? Have we completed the first line? First point, I mean to say. First point. Do you agree, everyone? We created a repository in GitHub, right? And can you read the 2.1? Tell me, have we completed the 2.1 also? Right? On open the git bash by right clicking on the desktop and selecting git bash, right? For Windows users, for Mac users, you can directly open terminal in the desktop itself. Okay. Now can we talk about 2.2? What is there in the 2.2? Clone the repo means repository in our local system. So in simple terms, clone means copy or download our previous this entire thing into our local system. So how do I do that? Let me copy this URL, and can you see the red color highlighted one? That is called command. That part is called command. Can you type it down? What is a command there? Can you just type it down so that I can see that everyone is reading? Type it down. What is a command? Git clone. You need to type along with the space itself. Git clone and the URL. What is the URL means, guys? We copied something right here, guys. We copied here the link. So this is called URL. I'll copy this once again. I'll go here. I cannot use shortcut. Control V I cannot use. So what I'll do, I'll right click on this part. I'll click on paste. I cannot use shortcuts here. I'm repeating it once again. In order to copy or in order to download, you need to type the command git space clone and you need to right click and paste the link. You cannot use Control V, the shortcut part, and then after I click on enter. Okay, there is something happening. We don't know what is happening, but there is something happening here. Now let me close this one. If you see, not this one, yeah. If you see this one, can you see? What is this one? Can you see? I know it is very short. I need to increase the font, I guess so, but let me see if I can increase the font size. But let me know what is this one. Get one session. What is that get one session? I'll try to increase the font, but I'm not sure if it is. I'll be able to increase it, but let me see. Any shortcut keys for increasing the font, guys? Magnifier. Oh, could you help me out? How do I increase that one? Right click on desktop. Okay. Okay, not happening. All right, fine. No worries. We don't want to waste your time. I'll be learning in the later part. Okay, you guys tell me. Now, what is this one is? Okay, fine. Ignore, guys. Ignore. What is this one is? This is the downloaded part which I told you about. This is the downloaded part which I told you about. What did we download? We downloaded the folder, right? If you observe this one, what is this name? Get one session, the folder we created, right? If you observe, the same folder has been downloaded into my desktop, right? In my local system. Previously, it is in my cloud of GitHub, but I downloaded into my local system. Let me see if I open this one, what will we have in this one? Tell me, what do we have here? The README file we created. The README file, if you observe, this is the README file we created. There is only one README file, right? We created that README file and we can see that README file here itself, right? So that is the same folder, we confirmed it. Okay, now stay focused here. Yeah. Now, could you read down what is there in the third point? Create a file. And now you might be asking, why do we need to create a file? Tell me, guys, in order to write a code, we need to kind of create a file with extension, right? We need to create a file with extension. Let's say if I talk about writing a code for JavaScript, I need to create a file, right? Right? Agree on this part? So inside the file only we create, right? We write the code, right? Exactly. So third point is clear. Could you tell me what is 3.1? What is 3.1? Go to the folder. Which folder are we talking about? The folder we created. The folder we created. Why? Why do we need to go to the folder? Tell me, if I want to write something into this part, what do? I'll open this file. I'll write the code inside this one, right? But right now I'm not going into this folder, but I want to use this get bash and go into this folder. How do I do that? Can you see your desktop? Observe here very carefully. Right now I'm inside the desktop, which means that I'm inside here. Okay. Now what happens here is, can you see the command there? Can you type it down, the command present there? CD folder name. What is the folder name, guys? The folder name which we want to go, which part we want to go, which place we want to go. CD space. What is the place we want to go? Get one session. Now stay focused here. I'll click on enter. Now can you see here? Can you see here? Can you see here? Previously we are in the desktop, but right now we are inside this git bash. Are you getting this point? Previously we are inside desktop, but right now we are inside the git. Like we are going inside this one by using our git bash. Okay. Now let me open this one aside. Let me do a little bit of tweaking here so that we can see what will happen simultaneously. Okay. Let me open this one. Let me open this one also. Okay. Now see here, what is the 3.2 point saying to us? What is the 3.2 point saying to us? Create a file for working, for writing code, right? What is the command for that one? Touch space file name.js. So this is the file we want to create. Let's assume that I'll create a problem1.js. Okay. Now I want everyone to focus on this part, the open folder part. Now see what happens when I click on this one. Can you see here? A new file created. Previously it was not there, but right now it was created, right? Are you getting this point? Let me increase this one. Previously it was not there, but I created right now by using this part, right? Now, in order to write any code into this one, what we'll do, we will be opening in by notepad. Open this one, open with notepad. Now you might be asking, why can't I open this with VS Code? It's another platform, but right now we'll not be learning about VS Code. You will be learning from unit 2 onwards, which means that from next month onwards. Going over the brain now. Roma, that's okay. That's okay, guys. That's what I told you. It takes a little bit of time. It's very interesting, but it takes a little bit of time and practice. You need to rewatch the recording. That's why we have 3 sessions. That's what I said. It's okay if you're getting overboard or bouncing your head for something this like. It's okay, guys. That's what I said. What I did. Let me repeat it. What did I do? I copied the command. I copied the link. I clicked on enter. Then after I copy the same command. Then after I copy the same command, which is there in front of you itself. I gave you a PPT, right? I gave you. Did not understand how to create a file. Here, this is a command, guys. If you say 3.2, the command says touch filename.js. What is the file name? File name, I can use any file name. I'm using problem1.js. So that's what the file name was created. Okay. It's okay, guys. I'll repeat it at the end itself. Okay. Just stay focused. Let's go with the flow itself. Let's assume that this is the middle of the movie. We come to interval. It's a kind of climax part. Okay. Now, after this 3.2, can you see the fourth one? I need to write a code in that file. So I'll be opening with a notepad. Now, okay. Tell me if I want to check. If I want to check a number is even or odd, is even or odd. How do you check, guys, in real life? How do you check if a number is even or odd? If it's divisible by 2 and if the remainder is 0, that's where we say that it is 0 even, right? If the remainder is 0, we can say it is even, right? Now, can I use modular for this one? Can I use modular? Let's take a number. Let number is equal to 2. Okay. Now, if number modulo 2 equal to 0, or let's take a different number here, 4. Is 4 divisible by 2? Is 4 divisible by 2? So can I say this is true? Can I say this is true? The if part condition true. When this is true, what I'll write? I'll simply write console log even number. Okay. I'm just writing a code for you guys to show. Okay. Now, else part. If it is not even, what do we write here? If it is not even, what do we write? It's odd, right? Console log odd number. Okay. Now someone are asking, sir, I'm not sure how do I write this one. So here I just write down in the notepad, but what you need to do is you need to write it down in the replet. So if I copy this entire thing in the replet, where is our replet? Yeah, here, let me create a new problem. Problem2.js. Let me copy this one here. Let me comment this one. Now it will be look much interesting or much easier to understand, right? Ritik, yes, we can do that way. Okay, right? If modulo 2 equal to 0, which means that it is a even number, else part, it is an odd number. Clear on this part, everyone? So let me copy this one again. And let me go to notepad. Let me clear. I'm pasting it. Now I'll click on this save file and click on this save button. Control S, or you can save this file. You just need to save this file. That's it. Okay. You just need to save this file. Let me save it. Let me close it. Okay. Replit is not available in GitHub, guys. So let me save it. I saved this one. Now it is done. Now tell me what is the fifth point saying in the PPT which I gave you. What is the fifth point saying? Add all files to GitHub. Right now, the code which we created is in our local system. I need to push it. I need to upload it into the GitHub, right? So what is the command there? So everyone is missing dot there. Everyone is typing only git add, but you need to also mention the dot. I specifically added dot there. Okay. What is there? Git space add space dot. Along with spaces, you need to be emphasized on that part. Git space add space dot. Clear? Now I'll click on enter. We'll be discussing what will be happening in the later part. What is really happening? Okay. Let me click on enter. Nothing happened. So if it's nothing happening, it is working properly. If nothing is happening, it assume that it's working properly. Now could you tell me what is the line number 6 saying? Line number 6 saying provide a comment to the file. Like if you post any image or any reel, you'll provide a comment, right? Like hashtags or something. In the same way, we need to provide a comment for this one. Okay. I'm just going as slow as guys. I'll explain this once again. So just stay with me. Okay. So at line number 6, we need to provide a comment for this file. What is this file all about, guys? What is problem 1 code all about? Even odd numbers. Exactly. That's what we're written, right? Even odd. Everyone agree? So that should be the comment. So can you tell me the command for that one? Could you tell me the command for that one? There is a command written in the red highlighted text, right? Git commit and -m. Here you need to use quotes and write the comment. What is the comment? Everyone is saying even odd. Okay. I'm just simply writing even odd. Now I'll click on enter. Ignore what is appearing here. Ignore what is appearing here. Let me scroll down. Yeah. Could you tell me what is the next one? What is the next one there here? Upload the files to git bash. Right? That's what written, right? Upload the files to git bash. What is the command for that one? Git space push. We need to upload. We directly did few changes right now. Now we are uploading into git bash. Before even uploading, I want everyone's attention on the screen. Right now we have only one folder. Everyone agree? What is M stands? We'll discuss about that one in the later part. Just focus here. That's what. Don't think deep into these things. Just see it like a movie. We'll do in the next session the deeper parts. Okay. Right now we can see only one file. Now when I typed here GitHub, I want everyone's attention on the screen. Git space push. I'll click on enter. You might be seeing few time lag, and then after there is something code happen here. And we can't see anything right now. But if I refresh the page, I want to everyone's attention on this folder itself. Now, can you see any difference here? Can you see any difference here? What happened? There is a new file uploaded into this part. Are you getting this point? There is a new file uploaded into this part. Clear? And can you see the comment which I typed? The comment which I typed here. The comment which I typed there. And the file has been uploaded. File uploaded. And can you see the time also here? how much time before it has been uploaded, right? Clear on this part? So now it can be accessible by everyone. Previously it was in my local system. Now I post it into my GitHub. Anyone can access. So in this session, we talked about the first part itself. How did I create my code? How did I upload it? So it takes a little bit of effort. It takes one more revision of session to understand this one. Okay. Here, one thing you need to keep this in mind is only 30% if you understood, that's okay, guys. Okay. 30%. Where you're able to understand. I'm not expecting more than 50% from any one of you. It's very new topic. It's the first day of session. So it's take a little bit of time. 50%, that's really great. 70%, that's wow. Great work. So that's what. That's boost your enthusiasm. Do your best. We'll be learning them in a lot fashion way. Now, how many of you remember these two lines? How many of you remember these two features? These two features. This part. Get feature where we can collaborate all the codes. Where I like it, not I. It has all the versions with it, right? Now there is one more feature with it. There is one more feature with it. Like, shall we? Right now we understood that we can join the code into this part. Right now we understood that we were able to collaborate the code into the GitHub. Now shall we learn about what is this version? Shall we see it in real life? Like in GitHub, how do I check the versions and everything? I'll tell you. Now let me take a little bit of screenshot and I'll show you how can we see the versions. Versions means, can I say them as history? Can I say them as history? The history of previous versions, right? Now, can you see anywhere here history or anything written there? No, right? But if you see here, a time is there. A time icon is there. 3 something is there, right? A time icon is there. And it is rotating in this fashion. A time icon is there and it might be rotating in this fashion, right? Now, if I click on this icon, now see the difference. What do I mean by history? I'll tell you. So focus here. Whenever we are clicking on that part, you need to see from bottom to top. Okay. If you see initial comment means a kind of giving you headlines of what is there. Initial comments means a comment. Now, what is this 33 minute means? And what is this name and everything means? So every history will give you who created it, what did they created it, and when did they created it. Are you getting this point? Each history will tell you who created that one, what did they created it, and when did they created it. So can you tell me at the bottom one who created it, guys? Me, I created it. Can you see my name here? Who created it, right? And what did they created it? Can you see initial comment? I'll show you what did I created by clicking on this part. Okay, what did they created it? And can you see when did they created it? When did they created it? 34 minutes ago. So we created our first folder 34 minutes ago. When did they created it? If I talk about this one, the next code. Right now we created something, right? Can you see here? Who created it? What did they created it? Can you see the comment here? Even odd, right? Even odd. What did they created it? And when did they created it? Right? 5 minutes ago. Are you getting this point? So each history will tell you who created it, what did they created it, when did they created it, right? So this is the kind of giving you an history of what is happening in the previous version, what is happening in the previous timeline. We'll discuss about this in the future sessions, but to give you an overview, this is a kind of heads up. Okay, we'll discuss about this in the next session. Clear? Right now, give me 1 second. Can you see my screen? Everyone, can you see my screen? I want everyone's attention on the screen once again. How many of you? Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, yeah. How many of you? What is this? Okay, let me clear all of this. How many of you are confident in creating GitHub, creating or repository signing up? Okay. How many of you are confident in opening a Git bash by right clicking? For Windows users, for Mac users, you can use terminal, right? By selecting Git bash. And what am I doing in 2.2? Let me write it here. What is this one? It is used to download or copy the folder. Very simple term. That's what we are doing, right? It is used to copy or download the folder or repository, what you feel like to say, right? Now here we know we need to create a file to write a code. Now what is this thing doing? What is this thing doing? This is used to move to that folder. We need to move inside that folder, moving into that folder, right? Moving into that folder. We need to create a file, right? We need to move into that folder. Now, after moving into that folder, we need to create a file in order to write a code. We need to create a file, right? So here we were creating a file. Okay. Now, after creating a file, we'll write our code. After writing it, here, what is the meaning of this is we want to upload all of our code. Right now, we try to upload all of our code, guys. But if let's say we have 10 files, let's say if we have 10 files inside our folder, today we try to upload all the files. But let's say tomorrow I created one more file, 11th file. I want to upload only 11th file. How do we upload that one only? But here, this git add dot will give you to upload all the files, all the okay. Give me 1 second. Let me write it down in a neat way. So this git add will give you to upload all the files. What all files are there inside this folder? It will be, we are making sure we're confirming that all the files are uploaded. Okay. I'll tell you how can we upload a single file. How can we upload a single file? We'll discuss in the future session. Right now, this will give you to upload all the files. Okay. Now, what is this all about? Git commit. This is used to give a comment of what is this file about? What are we uploading? What is the purpose of upload? Okay. We'll discuss about what is the purpose of this comment in the future sessions. Okay. This is used to give a comment for the file. And if you observe, it's the same like real life scenario. Like if you post any post, like any image, you give a hashtag, right? Why do we give you a hashtag? So that any other person is going through a post, he understands that what is the tagline of that code. He understands what is your purpose of that photo or video, right? In the same way, this comment will give the other persons to understand what is this code about. It's not optional. It will give it. You'll understand what is the purpose of comment. Okay. Now, what is this one does? Git push. Push means uploading, guys. Push simply means uploading. We are simply uploading to Git bash. Sorry, GitHub. We are simply uploading to GitHub. Okay. Now we will discuss about what do you mean by download updated files. Okay. We'll discuss about this one in the next session. So if you understood till here, next session we'll be discussing. If you understood till here, that's really good. Okay. How can I upload only 11 file? We'll discuss about that in the next session, guys. This is for today. And if you want to learn more commands, right now we have only few commands, right? But if you want to learn more commands, what can we do with all the commands? Means you will be using them when you go to an organization. Okay. It's not like you need to buy hard them. Everything is available in the net, but few commands should be within your fingertips. You need to just simply remember them. Okay, that few commands are this itself, but I'll give you a few more commands. 2.1 is used to open the git bash. Okay, I'll show you. Give me 1 second. 2.1 is used to open the commands. Okay, now yeah, okay, let me take a screenshot of this one. Then after I'll move ahead with one more topic, one more last one. Not topic, a kind of tip for you guys. Okay, so yeah, so these are the commands which we generally use, guys. These are not generally, these are the more commands which I want to give you guys as an tip or as a helpful notes. So I'll be giving you this link in the notes section, and here if you see, it has a lot of commands. What is this date gives? It will display the current date and time. What is this CA elements? It displays the calendar of current month. What is DF means? You need to understand them. Okay, so I'll give you all the details of these commands, and if you see, you might be facing some issues when you upload here. For all the users, one last step is needed to complete the installation. So you might be seeing this kind of errors. Okay, what do you need to do when you find these errors? Okay, and you can reach out to your IS, they'll help you out when you find any kind of errors. And these are some more commands. Okay, are you getting interested on this part? What are these commands useful of? And we'll be learning in the next session what is the purpose of command. What is the purpose of command? What is the purpose of command? Why do we use GitHub, and why it all needed to learn everything? Okay, where we'll get these commands, everything will be in the notes section, guys. I'll be rolling out all these links in the notes section. Okay, within 1 hour I'll paste you the links, everything in the part. So one thing which I want from you guys is I'll be rolling out an assignment for you guys. It's an assignment for all the folks, but I'm giving a deadline for 1 week. Okay, right now I'll be rolling out an assignment. The deadline will be till Monday, the next Monday, 17th. So I'll give you time. With the help of these commands, you can solve that assignment, but only if you spend a lot of time. That's where you'll be able to solve it. Not everyone can solve it, and IS will also not be helping you in this assignment. But now you might be asking, where can I get help from this one? So at Saturday, I'll be rolling out a video for you guys. At Saturday, I'll be rolling out a video explaining the same answer for this assignment. Explaining the same answer. For the students who want to wait till Saturday, they can wait. But the students who want to curious and want to complete the assignment, they can do it within this time period. Okay, that's your choice. But the reason of this assignment is to make sure you are familiar with how do we implement the code. That's it. Okay, what is the assignment all about? Assignment all about, let me show you. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so you asked, right? Assignment all about, let me open this one. Yeah, all right. So get one session 1 assignment. So what is the problem statement saying? Create a repository in GitHub with a name. This is the repository name. Can you guys do it? Can everyone can do it? The first point, create a repository with the name this one. Now what is second point saying? Clone the repository in your local desktop at different locations. What do you mean by different locations? What do you mean by different locations? Right now, I cloned I copied my folder in my desktop, right? I copied my folder inside my desktop. I copied it. What do I mean by different locations? Let's say if you have one more folder, you can copy that same file into different location. In the desktop, you can copy one. In another folder, you can copy one. So you need to copy or clone 2 times. How do you do that? You need to experiment on yourself. I'll not give you any hints on this one. I'll only explain this one at the Saturday session itself, or the Saturday's recording. Now these are step-by-step process of what you need to do. Okay. Everything is detailedly explained. And after while submitting, you need to provide the GitHub link. Where to find this assignment? It will be opened in the LMS itself. At 2 o'clock, it will be rolled out. Okay. What do you mean by GitHub link, guys? What do you want to submit here? If I see into this part, can you see the link above? The link part? This you need to copy. Just simply copy it and submit it in the assignment section. Okay. All right. That's it from my end, guys. That's it. I hope you got the point. Only 30% is enough. More than 50% is very much not expected from you, but that's really helpful for you in the future sessions. Got it? Great one, guys. Share the notes. Every link will be shared to you in the notes part, guys. Along with how do I install Git Bash, along with how do I sign up GitHub, along with the PPT, along with the Notion part, along with the commands, along with the assignments, everything will be in the notes part. Okay. So just be with me. Don't come to conclusions. Try to rewatch the recording. Try to understand everything and come back to the next session with all the knowledge. Okay. Clear? And in the evening session, we have a pre-class video. So those who have not watched the pre-class video, please watch it and come back to the next session. If you're not watched the pre-class video, you're not able to get the understanding of what we will be doing in the evening session. Clear? Clear, everyone? And do have your dinner before coming to the session. Okay. All right. Great. So that's it from my end, guys. Hope you learned a new things today. We'll meet you in the evening session. Okay. Until then, keep smiling, do your best, and don't come to conclusions. Okay. Bye for now. Okay.